What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. It is very late my time, so if this is a quicker video, I really apologize. Just trying to get this video out because I do not know if I will have the time to do so in the morning. Yesterday was a very interesting day, guys. We woke up. I probably had 7 straight misses, right? Like everything missed. A lot of opposite correlation, which personally gets me excited. I know that's kind of crazy because you see a lot of reds, but again, I cannot stress this enough. All I care about seeing is green, green, or red together. All right, that means it is correlated, and you guys will see a lot of red together here. But what's crazy is we actually did pull off a couple setups. So this was a setup with League of Legends, and then we also had this setup for us. Obviously, the Counter-Strike goes opposite correlation. These guys go over, so this didn't hit. And then we were stuck, pretty much left with this, other than just having a horrible day, going down 6 or 7 units, maybe even 8 units, like a really bad day. Which again wouldn't be the end of the world. We went up 25 units on Wednesday, guys. Going down 6 or 7 units, it sucks. It's obviously a big punch in the gut, but again, that's how betting is. Some days you're going to go down 6 units, some days you're going to go up 10 units. You know, we've pretty much won every single day this week, and what ends up happening is about noon or 1, right? This goes ahead and hits for us at an 8.5x, right? What's crazy is this is our 7th 7 in a row 4-mans that we have hit so far this week. You guys will see on Wednesday, again, we went up 25 units and we cashed all of this top row, and then here are a couple other ones that we hit so far throughout the week and stuff like that. So really crazy day because pretty much everything misses except this one here. And again, I just want to stress the power of these 4-mans because it, you know, if you look at some of these graphs that I always show guys, you'll see these little, you know, bumps up this week. Every single bump up that you see here is us hitting one of those 4-mans like I'm talking about. And it's kind of cool because on Wednesday you kind of saw the power of the 4-mans of how much they can grow our bankroll, right? We grew like 25 units or whatever on Wednesday, as I've said multiple times. But yesterday it really saved us in a pretty bad day. We go up 8 point. This entry right here goes up 7.5 units, right? Because we spend 1 unit and then we gain 7.5 units from this entry. You can also think about that as it pays for 7.5 losses, all right? And as you guys can count here, you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's probably 1 or 2 more. This one was a Flex Friday, so it doesn't really count. There's maybe 1 or 2 more. I'll just say there's like maybe 7 to 9 losses that we had yesterday, but again, this one is paying for 7.5 of them, so we do end up going down like 1 to 2 units, which is honestly completely fine based on how crazy just opposite correlated yesterday went, right? And again, when I talk about opposite correlation or correlation in general, again, all I want to see is things go green, green, or red, red. And across the board, that's pretty much what everything happened with, right? These easily could have flipped the script. These easily could have went the opposite way. I take unders and overs together in League of Legends. I take unders, overs together in Call of Duty. Sometimes I take unders, and overs on the same team in League of Legends. I'd pretty much talk about it every day on this channel, but you guys will see it's the same thing that's kept us up. And since May 1st, guys, we're up 150 units. We win long-term on this channel. It's pretty much as simple as that. Yes, we're going to have bad days. Yes, we're going to have amazing days. It doesn't really matter. We just stick to a strategy, which is correlation, and it is closing line value, which pretty much means we find bumps in plays. Now, I will say we've had 2 days in a row now on the YouTube channel with a refunded League of Legends play. So I don't know what the deal with that is. I had that play with, I forgot who it was. It was those guys that go under 16.5. They bumped to 14.5, but that unfortunately was a refund. And then we had Bwipo, Inspire, and Quad. And what happened is Bwipo actually didn't play that second game for some reason. I have no idea why he wouldn't play that second game because he's a pretty like well-known player. But this does bump up to like 23 by game time, I believe. I know I at least saw it at 22.5. Gabby Williams got two rebounds in the first quarter. I don't know what happened to her. I guess she maybe got injured or something, or just didn't rebound at all. But it's a refund, so you know that's how it's going to count on the Pickett account because again, that's just how Pickett works. If you guys did get quad over, quad did hit. Bwipo actually probably hit also if he played. But again, I think these guys got 22 together or 23 or something like that. But again, Gabby Williams missed. But at the end of the day, it was a refund. So 2 refunds in a row. So again, I don't know what's up with that. Doesn't really normally happen, but you know, it kind of is what it is. So again, these 2 graphs right here are updated, like legitimately I updated them like 5 minutes before this video. So you guys will see we're up 50 units so far since May 1st. And then you guys will also see this past week, we're up 50 units, which is absolutely incredible right there. Last year we went up 600 units on about 3,000 bets that we took last year. And that was with the same correlated strategy that we're running right now with League of Legends, with college football, with football in general, with esports like Counter-Strike and Call of Duty, and etc. Right, guys? So if you do want to get into the VIP before I get into my plays, all you have to do is text me the word BOVADA to my number on the screen right here, and you guys can sign up for BOVADA. It's completely free. If your state is in the red right here, you guys can actually sign up for BOVADA, and that is legal to you. It's just as simple as texting me the word BOVADA. You guys can also sign up for Better. You guys can also sign up for Chalkboard, and you guys can also sign up for NOVIG. All right, NOVIG, Chalkboard are going to be 1 month, and then Better is going to be 2 months for you guys. All right. Again, I can't stress out the amount of a month to 2 months, how big of a deal that is, because in the last month we've gone up about 90 units, and 90 units for a $10 better is $900. So a month of betting is huge. We're right around the corner to NFL preseason, which is going to be huge for us too. There's actually a lot of money to be made in the preseason, believe it or not, because the lines are just very off. PrizePicks does not know how to set lines for League of Legends. They don't know how to set lines for the preseason. A big misconception is it's hard to bet on like these niche sports. It's actually way easier to bet on these niche sports, because if you think about it, PrizePicks pours a ton of money into like the NBA playoffs and the NFL playoffs and stuff like that, but they're not pouring a lot of money into League of Legends, into Counter-Strike lines every day, into the NFL preseason, guys. They're pouring more money into these major sports like MLB and like the NBA, because that is what most people bet on. So they're trying to get most money from those people, if that kind of makes sense, right? So you got to kind of think in a way of PrizePicks and how PrizePicks is, ultimately, not really doing you a favor ever. So my play of the day here is going to be Courtney Williams to go under PRA. This is going to be the play of the day in the WNBA. And yeah, I don't know why that keeps going away, but Courtney Williams under 26.5 PRA. She's facing the Atlantic Dream. That is a pretty good defense, and I just think she's going to get shut down. A lot of the books have her at 25.5. So hopefully she does not bump. I think, she might bump probably by game time, but hopefully you guys can get this in the morning, and she'll be at 26.5. I do also like her. Under. I think I like her under fantasy score, and then I really liked her under points assists, but it looks like it's maybe not up anymore. But I do also like her rebounds plus assists, right? So anytime you guys ever see that her rebounds plus assists right here, like it's 5 plus 6, this is a really simple thing to do, but it honestly will make you a ton of money in the long term. If you do 5 plus 6, that's 11, guys. Okay, so her rebound line is at 5, her assist line's at 6, but her rebounds plus assists is at 11.5. So you're just instantly getting value right here if you take this right here, right? So it doesn't make sense when they have one line at 5, one line at 6, and then you're able to take her combination of that line at 11.5. I love these combination lines because a lot of times in the WNBA, they're just off. But my main play is going to be her PRA line. Looking at it now, I probably do like this as the second best play for her. But again, if you can get her PRA at 26.5, that's what I'm going to go ahead and lock in. And then League of Legends, I actually really like this play. It's probably going to bump, which is unfortunate, but guys, if you can get this at 6.5 for FBI, I like it at 6.5. I like it at 7. If it bumps to 7.5, I probably would stay away from it. But at 6.5, it is a smash hit of a play, all right? This game is very likely to go 1-1. So TL, Team Liquid, is probably going to win a game, and then 100 Thieves is probably going to win a game, which is the team FBI's on. And in one game, in one win, FBI would probably get 5 to 6 kills, all right? So when they win that game, he'll probably get 5 to 6 kills, and then in a loss, he'll probably get at least 2 or 3 kills. So I'm thinking he gets around 7 or 8 kills in this game at least, and that's why I'm taking him over. Now, if this does bump to like 7.5, maybe even 7, Quid plus FBI is also really solid to take the over here, right? I think Quid's line should be more like 7, and I think FBI's line should be more like 7, and you'll see that right now they're both at 6.5. Quid, I don't know, I type quad, but Quid's at 6.5 and FBI's at 6.5. I think they should both be around 7, so this would make this be about 14, right? So I'm giving you guys a couple of options, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to take FBI over 6.5. I think he's a little more solid, because if you guys don't know the bot laner, as you guys see the bot here in League of Legends, they get most of the kills. All right, they're kind of the striker of the team. They're the guy who does all the damage. They're kind of the star player, and a lot of times I'm betting on those guys to go over kills because, again, a lot of the kills when they're winning a game is going to be fed to these guys because that is kind of how you end up winning that game there. So again, Courtney Williams under PRA, and then FBI over 6.5. This shouldn't have any DMPs. The other ones I think just did because we played combination lines. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know last night was like probably a little bit of a shock, but you know, you gotta take it where it's like, you know, some days, yeah, it could be a -6, -7 unit day. Like that's definitely possible, right? Especially when we're playing 4-mans, guys. 4-mans, you know, sometimes you're hitting every day, sometimes it's amazing, and then sometimes it's like, oh man, we haven't hit a 4-man like, you know, 15 plays or something like that, right? 4-mans can be kind of brutal, and you know, you have to realize also that let's say you play a 10x 4-man, you're only really supposed to ever hit 1 in 10 of them. If you hit 1 in 10 of them, you would break even. So if you played a 10x, then if you hit 1 in 9 of them, or 1 in 8 of them, or even 1 in 7 of them, you would be very, very profitable in the long term. So hopefully that kind of makes sense too. You got to think about things mathematically. You can't let your emotions get in the way. And again, the power of these 4-mans is so, you know, valuable because you guys see all the red on the board. And this is what I always talk about. This is why I always show you guys the record where we lose more than we win. This is a prime example of that, right? We have 1 win yesterday, and it's pretty much paying for all of these losses, right? So we have like, you know, 6 or 7 or 8x the amount of losses than we did wins yesterday, but we pretty much, you know, broke even. You know, we do go down about 1 or 2 units, like I said. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.